Hello everyone. Today we'll discuss about AI Education Assistant System. So here, which is nothing. So if I ask any questions, so it will reply it like ChatGPT. So where it given the answer like which is nothing. Ligament tear is the type of injury that will occur like when the ligament is stretched or torn. So not only for the physics, chemistry, biology, mathematics. So this is we have done the fine tuning. So which will give the most accurate answers. You can ask out of this as well as. So for an example, I'm asking one question related to social science. So now we'll ask for what is democracy. So yeah, it given as the answer like democracy is a form of government which is power is shared among cities. So like this, which is nothing like what are the types of questions you are asking in ChatGPT. So we have built our own education system related chatbot. So you can ask what are the questions, so it will give us the answer. But here the main concept like we are used a lot. So let me explain more about this project. So here you can see that this is the project, like this is the workflow. So for an example, we have the registration page and login. So then like it will check for authentication. If it is valid, it goes for the chatbot and we can ask the questions so that the chatbot like we call the API. So then we are using RAG based system here. So like LLM we are using here. So just not like we are storing the queries like question and answer in the database and we are not generating. So here we are using RAG based concept. So embeddings, which is nothing. First of all, we will collect the number of data sets. So for an example, physics, chemistry, fine tuning, I have collected the more than 100 of PDFs and I have stored in the database. So directly we cannot use that. So instead of like normal chatbot like storing the answers and question in JSON format. So we are collecting the multiple PDF and we are storing in database. So that PDF will be converted into chunking, which is nothing. So for an example, if my PDF contain 2000 of pages, that will be chunk. For now, each chunk it will contain 220 like 2400 words like that it will be converted. So that whenever the question asking, so it helps for search by using the chunking and gives the related answer. So after chunking, so we need to create as the embedding that will be stored in the vector database. So then we are building our prompt. So here we are using tiny llama model. So what are the questions you are asking for? By using this tiny llama model, it gives the replies. So here you can see that advertise we are using. This is the main folder of our project. So main file of our project. So here we are using post API. So for deployment, like we are using the post API instead of Flask. So the backend we are using Python, and for front end we are using HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Here you can see that in the templates HTMLs we have multiple pages. Then vector DB. So for to store the embeddings, we are using vector DB concepts like database. Then app.py. So this is the here we are using fast API to integrate backend and front end, and we are deploying it. So now let me show you like the chatbot, like how it is working. And this is the website of our project. So this is the index pages. So here you can see that. So here, this is the fine-tuned project. Okay. So physics, chemistry, biological, mathematical, what are the PDF we are collected, that will be fine-tuned. So now in our project, we are using LLM model as Tiny Llama. So what are the questions you are asking without fine-tuning? It gives the answer, but it won't be much accurate. But here, the physics, chemistry, biology, mathematical, what are the data sets there, right? So for an example, I'm asking one question from biology. Directly, it will not give the answer by LLM. First, what are the data set we have collected as the PDF and we have created the chunking, embeddings, everything, right? So here, the semantic searching one technology will be activated. So it will go and it will search for the chunks and what are the chunks is matching. It gives the reply with chunks. That chunks will be sent to the LLM. That LLM makes the replies. Here you can see that system architecture, which is nothing like about our pages. So the first step is like the user should ask the query. It will be run by NLP. Then second step is BG embedding process, which is nothing. It will calculate some mathematical dimensions. in array format. The third is search, semantic search it will activate. And fourth step is injection, which is nothing but chunks will be given to the LLM. Here the tiny llama, it generates the answers. So, and what are the parameters for model? So here you can see that we have used a 1 billion parameters model. So what are the questions you are asking for that will be generated? So here the vector dimension we are taking 384 and the tokenization 1024. Tokenization is nothing like it is like word or character it will take. For an example, the dynamic vector index length, it will be converted into one token or two token. So like that. So this and all previously like frequently asked questions. So if I click this AI chatbot, it goes for the chatbot. So as I showed initially, you can ask the questions here and you can make the answers like you can generate the answer. So now I'm asking for like what is an atom? So here how our project it will activate means this what is an atom will be converted into chunks. So that chunks will be search with a semantic search, which is nothing in our vector database. We have stored some of the chunks from the PDF, right? So there it will go and it will check for similarities and which is getting the matches. So from there, so the answers will get and here it will display. So this is the RAG based concept. Why we are using it will avoid the hallucination, which is nothing. So if you are not using RAG concept, directly if you are going for LLM model, it gives the wrong answers. To avoid that wrong answers, we are using the rank concept, which gives the more accurate answers. So here it given like atom is a small and invisible like particle made up of any one of type of atom, like specific mass, number of protons, neutrons, and electrons. So as like this, based on these physics, chemistry, biology, mathematics, fine-tuned questions you can ask for, as well as out of these also you can ask the questions and you can generate the answers. And this is the overall explanations of our project. Thank you.